Second, we're going to pay some bills right now with this ad. We're going to come back with more live action and the last score from Dylos Rodriguez. We'll be right back.
One, two, one, two, three.
Welcome back, everybody. Manny V here with Ben Player. This is the NMD versus Fronton Pro, brought to you by Alpha Campaign, U Riding, 662 Mob, and Like Bodyboarding. Check it out, people. Round number 3 is underway, and we are still waiting for that last score to drop for Dylos Rodriguez, that first heat of the day. And, unfortunately, it looks like the final score did drop, and it wasn't enough. I thought it was going to be totally doable, but
yeah. I guess you got the 5.7. You must have got the 5.7 because that was a really clean barrel.
Yeah.
Well ridden, coming up with a big air roll.
all right, so there you have it.
Damn, that sucks. But yeah, so the conditions today, as you guys can see, the next heat, it's pumping out there. It's absolutely pumping. I just went for a bit of a surf this morning, bit of a warm up, get my head around it, and yeah, it was great out there. It's pretty shallow this morning. One guy who's out there, his name's Elliot, hit the reef really bad and got hacked up big time. And in this heat, we got Mark McCarthy, Diego Cabrera, Alan Munoz, all really good competitors. It's going to be an exciting heat, so make sure you guys stay tuned to this one. We saw that last heat, Jared Houston surfing really well and taking out the heat with a bunch of backflips, good tube rides, and Yere also getting a bunch of good tube rides and ripping in that heat. So yeah, it's great to see the level of competition coming out today. And the waves are here to meet us and greet us as well. Look at this.
Yeah, I mean, the sun is out. We got perfect conditions. We got our video cameramen out in the water. Everything is shaping up for a full day of incredible action here at the NMD versus Fronton Pro. Again, thank you all for tuning in. Get your friends to watch this. We're going to see some incredible action throughout the entire day. Round number 3 for sure will be completed today. We will go into round number 4 and maybe even round number 5, depending on what Mother Nature wants to deal to us here at Fronton. Ben?
Yes.
I'm going to have a short break on heat 19 and 20, and I'm very bummed out because you're in heat 20, and that is going to be an incredible heat.
Yeah, it is a pretty good heat. It's a bit of a shame that I have to compete against my mates in that heat. I got Jake Stone and Jason Finlay, all Aussie crew. It kind of sucks because, you know, you want everyone to go well and make it as far as they can make it, and unfortunately, one of us is going to have to get knocked out of that heat.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's not me. Hopefully, I'm not the one that gets pissed off. But yeah, yeah. So, but I mean, the conditions are there. So the way I've got to look at that heat is just to try and have fun and surf as well as I can personally surf and forget about that. And I'm sure, like the guys, like every competitor is kind of like that, you know, because we are all pretty close mates and we do all get along. And sometimes you've got to switch off to that and try and rip as hard as you can rip, you know.
Well, this is it. We are still going to we're going to stomp our way all the way to heat number 20, your heat, and I'm going to be watching from the cliff. But I think we might have Alex Leon in here for that. But right now, in the water, the South African in the red jersey, Mark McCarthy. From the Canary Islands in the white jersey, Diego Cabrera. And in the green jersey, we do have Alan Munoz. Alan Munoz from Chile.
Chile, yeah, he's been ripping. Alan's. I remember seeing Alan a couple of years back. Actually, I had a heat with him at Eureka in Chile, and yeah, he was ripping. I only just pipped him in that heat, and that was like 5 years ago.
Oh.
And yeah, he's been on a roll ever since. And it's really good to see him just, you know, his level of performance getting better and better and better each year. And you know, like he's just been ripping. And this year he's actually re-qualified. He's actually qualified for the IBA World Tour for next year. And that's awesome.
I think that will be the first Chileno to be able to qualify on the Grand Slam series. That's going to be exciting to watch because he's one of those guys, the new faces to come onto the tour and could definitely hold his own.
Yeah, yeah. It's really good. It's an amazing thing. And, you know, like I think it's a real tribute to having the event in Arica in Chile to Tomate, who runs that event, the promoter. And, you know, like that's the kind of thing that these events develop, is it develops this kind of like, A, like sense of pride amongst the locals, and B, like it also creates an opportunity for them to kind of push themselves and, you know, get into the professional realm. And that's exactly what Alan's done with his riding and with coming onto the tour next year. And here we got, looks like green Alan Munoz having a bit of a paddle, driving down this little section. Nice, clean barrel. Looking for probably big ace. Oh, just comes in a little bit too quick sometimes, that section. Like Alan probably took off. Oh, here we got, who is that? That's Diego Cabrera taking off. Nice barrel as well.
Nice. And
he's
another one.
milking it. Nice. Coming out with a nice little air roll. Look at that light on him. Clean waves. He's stoked right now. Look at that.
I was talking to Jeff Hubbard about Diego. This is the first time where I've actually seen him super focused and concentrating on, the work at hand. So it's good to see that everything's coming together for him.
Yeah.
Diego Cabrera in the white jersey, local rider here from the Canary Islands. Actually, I believe from an outer island.
Yep, that's right.
But loves to come over here and, play in what is deemed one of the biggest waves the best waves in the world, the bodyboarding waves in the world. Alan Munoz having fun out here as well.
So, yeah, he was driving into that section, probably thinking he was going to do a massive air, but it kind of came in a bit quick, unfortunately. And that can sometimes be a problem with Fronton because it is so shallow and it's so sucky that you can't get up to the section in time. And here we got Diego driving down the section, nice little scooping bottom turn, pulling up under the lip. Bit of a chandelier section, but it opens up quite nicely in here and he just kind of travels through it like the TARDIS. Time machine right there, eh?
Unreal.
Yeah. No, he's a good bloke, Diego. I've known him for a long time as well. And Diego actually had a really unfortunate year this year. He was down in Chile for the Eureka Comp, speaking of Chile, and hit the reef really, really, really bad. And what happened to him? He got swelling of the brain, didn't he?
Yeah, he actually hit his head really hard on a free session out at Arica. And Arica is one of those waves on the Grand Slam series, which you do not, want to mess around with. It's very dangerous, along with pretty much almost all the breaks on the tour.
Pretty much.
And during one of his free sessions, he just hit his head perfectly. And if it wasn't for a couple of the guys who were riding out there with him, I would have to say that he probably won't be here. He wouldn't be here, but he was taken to the hospital. He spent some time in the local hospital there. And lucky for him, he was under the Spanish Federation team and was able to pull off a very cool, calm recovery. And here he is, putting together a nice piece of work. His first wave coming in at a 7.0. Alan Munoz, first wave. Mark McCarthy still looking for his first wave.
Mark,
and here it
good
is.
paddle. It's going to be heavy and sucky.
Oh,
that is a sick pit, Mark.
Oh.
Nice one. Now he's going to nice little cutty section. That was a really nice wave. I reckon the judge is going to love that. That's probably the biggest set we've seen of the morning. He's right in the perfect position for it.
Epic.
Yeah.
The South African, Mark McCarthy.
Yeah, Mark. And I see up on the IBA World Tour Facebook page, Lau says, hi, Benny boy. Hey, Lau. Here we got Mark paddling. Good takeoff, scooping right under that. Oh, he's deep.
Oh, my.
Riding it perfectly right on the
that
shocky. Jeez, that's a nice wave. I'd love to be in that thing, wouldn't you?
On the knee, of course. Nice cutty right there from Mark McCarthy to get back into that zone right there. But an epic wave for Mark McCarthy paddling by.
There's his mate Cuevas, who's going like, yeah, Mark, you did really great on that. Let's go out and get another one, bro.
Well, welcome everybody. Ben Player and Manny V here throwing down the live feed here at with the NMD versus Fronton Pro. And we've got some action all day today in some perfect conditions here at Fronton. 3 to 4 foot, occasional 5 foot set rolling through. Sun is out, barrels are being had, and the guys are showing no fear when it comes to these big acrobatic lip maneuvers as well. Here we go, Mark McCarthy's first wave. 8.25. The judges love the big keg. Perfect barrel riding skills from Mark McCarthy.
Oh, my goodness. Everyone loves a big cave, they don't know, hey? That was amazing. That was an 8.25. What a way to start the heat for Mark. That's exactly how you want to start your heat. Commanding lead right now. Like, if he just gets another 3 or 4, he's probably, pretty safe to get through this heat. So, in terms of tactical way to start your heat, that's perfect. And he's stoked on that. And Mark is a pretty tactical guy. He thinks about things and he strategizes on ways he can kind of make his heat and stuff. He's a smart competitor.
Thank you all for tuning in from all over the world. A lot of Australians tuned in. It's perfect timing in the evening. Look at this.
Oh, that's a slab. He nosedived.
No.
That's
you
heavy.
cannot do that. That pretty much explains what can happen if you're not ready for that wedger.
Oh, my goodness.
Inside of the barrel, the wave still is coming across the reef.
Has he come up yet? Has he come up? I mean, this is a dangerous wave. That's right where you don't want to be doing that. Look, Mark's, he probably just wants a couple of scores, but that was dangerous. And Sometimes that happens if your board's a little bit too stiff for the water temperature, and a sucky little section like that. You do have a tendency to nosedive. And we'll watch this in the replay. You'll see him like it's perfect line, and see just sucks him out, and just pulls his nose under. Yeah, that sucks, man, because that was a really nice wave, and poor Alan hopefully didn't hit the reef on that one because it is really shallow right there. Here we got Mark having a bit of a paddle, looking nice, probably thinking a nice little section coming in. Nice barrel. Good flip out.
Oh, my.
Yeah, he's a smart boy. That's really smart surfing right there.
2 maneuvers at the end of that wave right there with a barrel at the beginning. So a great wave right there from Mark McCarthy. Again, the South Africans.
Yeah, the South Africans are surfing really good. It's good to see them kind of performing and, stepping up, and they're ripping. And here we got Mark ripping this one apart. Nice little tube ride. Drives down the section there. Drives up to the section. Good back flip out. Drops that inside leg in. And gets up to the lip in time to do another roll. Yeah, that was really nice surfing. I dare say the judge is going to love that. Yeah, but yeah, like it's good to see the South Africans like ripping, like Jared in the last heat, Mark in this heat, Spexy in the trials ripping, and in the first round. I mean, I saw Spexy yesterday. This amazing little air reverse in his heat. It's really good to see, like really technical surfing.
Ben, we do have the winner downstairs with Alex Leone for the interview. Alex, where you at, brother?
Yeah, thanks, Manny. Down here with Jerry. Just a good start of the day for him. Yeah. Taking that one out. How did it feel out there in the conditions?
Yeah, it's very slow, but it's some pretty fun, small, little rampy kind of waves breaking over Fronton. So I think it's going to be pretty high performance today, especially as the tide pushes on. So I'm just happy to get through that one. I was up against 2 local gurus here, and I was pretty nervous going into it, but yeah, I got lucky. I got through.
Yeah, well, they know the wave more than anyone too, especially Ray and Delos. They surf the barrels here incredible, and yeah, you must have been nervous going into this one.
Yeah, I was pretty nervous. I mean, I especially thought it was going to be pretty big, and going up against them, that's like the worst kind of conditions you can possibly be in. And luckily, like the big sets just came pretty slowly, and I managed to get 2 on the end, so pretty happy with it.
Yeah, and we saw, like you said before, it's going to be high performance today. We saw an incredible backflip from you. Clean landing the barrel. That's what you're sort of after today, you think? Think the judge is going to reward you?
Yeah, it seems the judges did reward that. My waves weren't the biggest, but I guess that I was kind of aiming more for moves, and they seemed to enjoy that, and I got through in the strength of 2.7. So I think that's what I'm aiming to do today.
All right, well, good luck for the rest of the event. Moving into round 4. Not sure who you're taking on yet. We'll have to wait for the seats to come through, but good luck for the rest of the event.
Thanks, mate. Thanks.
Back to you, Manny, in the booth, buddy.
Right off the bat, fellow South African Mark McCarthy, big air forward on the outside, but lands behind the wave, cannot complete it. A little cloud coming in, giving us some shade here at the NMD versus Fronton Pro. But
mate, I thought there was enough shade out there from all the good barrels going down.
That's right. I mean, this is perfect conditions here. I mean, we would all want to see massive, bigger Fronton, and it will come. But for now, we got this to deal with.
Yeah, so Mark driving down the section, thinking a nice big air forward. Maybe hit a little bit too wide, like on the flatter section of the face, so I didn't pitch him far enough forward in front of it. F360s out here can be quite technically difficult because what happens is like the wave's wedging to such a degree that, just by hitting it perfectly, you end up going off the back because the wave just beats you to like the beach, you know what I mean? So it's tough.
I've heard it pretty much from the time I got off the plane here in Gran Canaria. El Fronton, the best bodyboarding wave in the world?
I don't know. It's an amazing wave. It's one of, yeah, definitely. Like it's a great wave for bodyboarding, and oh yeah, wow. Look at these scores just dropped, Manny.
Oh my, Mark McCarthy pulling way ahead now. Diego Cabrera has that solid 7-point wave, but he needs a second solid wave to back that up. If not, Alan Munoz, he can get 2 solid waves, but those 2.75 and 1.5 won't help him at all in this heat. But Fronton, what makes it a great bodyboarding wave?
It's the fact that you've got a lot of power in the wave. We are in the kind of middle of the Atlantic Ocean right now. And so it's got a lot of power. The swell's getting produced from over the Americas, and they're pushing the whole way across the Atlantic Ocean and hitting this little patch of reef right here called El Fronton. And yeah, it's an amazing wave. It's, as we see right there, it's got a bunch of different cross wedges, barrels, and gives the bodyboarders big variety of waves, just like this. Mark going for a massive flip. That was an amazing little flip. Yeah, that was a really good flip. Wow. Seems like the Saffers have really got their flips sussed, huh?
I think there's something because we're so close to Africa, their homeland.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's why they're probably on
Bit
a
of
different.
homeland pride, huh?
Exactly. Here we are.
Here we go.
Mark McCarthy, perfect bottom turn. Look at this backflip.
That was a
Textbook.
nice backflip. Really nice. Sick backflip, actually. Straight back. Amazing. Yeah, I love backflips like that where guys are going straight back and no rotation, land backwards and then spinning around. Technically so much harder than an ARS. I kind of figured like ARS is almost like a cheat move for a backflip, you know?
We saw earlier, let's take another look, different angle right here from Mark McCarthy's backflip.
Look how glassy and shiny that wave is. Just driving straight up to it. Backflip off the perfect section of the wave. Boom. Sick.
And you can see that he had adapted. He came a little wide on that air forward, and there he can see that he didn't go all the way to the bottom and maintained his speed, was able to pull off that backflip with the right projection.
Yeah.
Talk to us about the board specs on most of these riders. What are they looking for as far as core, the water temperature that we're playing with, and the actual specifications of board? Crescent tail, bat tail, wide nose, short nose. What are you riding?
Well, first and foremost, like a board's specifically made for a rider, like for your measurements, your weight, and all that kind of stuff. So a rider would pretty much usually ride the same board, depending on size. But usually, like typically the same width, the same length, and all that kind of stuff. What you do is differentiate the different cores because water temperature affects flex. Flex affects how quickly you can turn into a section. Hang on, I'll go back to this in a sec.
Oh
we just
my.
got Alan having a bit of a paddle. Nice little tube.
Oh, can he
He's
come
gonna
out
come
of that?
out. Oh, it's a
Oh,
little bit too deep again, Alan. Come on, mate.
That's two waves that Alan Munoz could not come out of, whether it's too deep or the last time he just purled inside of the barrel. So he's got to start moving forward if he wants to make it out of this heat. Three riders in this heat. Only top two will advance on. Alan Munoz is now looking up at a uphill battle. 13 minutes remaining. Whoa. Camera 3 just lost his tripod or something.
G'day. How are you guys?
Good morning, Manny V here with Ben Player. So, Ben, the board specifications, you were just starting to talk about the cores.
Yeah, so what happens is like if you've got different cores, like polypro typically is a stiffer core than polyethylene. And then you've got different levels of that, like different densities. So what riders will do will change around the cores a lot, depending on how warm the water is. Because if the water's warmer, it will make your core more flexible. If it's cooler, it'll make it stiffer. So that's, riders kind of custom build those boards for different conditions, different waves. Like a wave like Mexico where the water's probably about 25 degrees Celsius, you'll ride like a PP, triple stringer, everything you can get because it gets really flexible. Whereas here, the water's kind of pretty mild, like around kind of 18, 19, 20 degrees Celsius. So you want something that's almost in between like a brand new polyethylene core or a used polypropylene core. Because what happens, think about it like this. So imagine this is a bodyboard right now. You're bottom turning, and if it's really stiff, it's hard to get the angle to turn. But if you can put a bit of flex into it, you can turn and think about that shape there. It's creating, your turning motion. So essentially like think about the whole board being a fin, and you're flexing that fin and changing the direction of your board. So it is imperative to have the perfect flex for a board. But you don't want it too flexible and you won't get the drive. Too stiff and you won't be able to turn it. And here we got Mark. Looks like he's got a perfect board at the moment. He's been ripping in this heat. Just another little barrel. And he's probably going to do something out too, I dare say. Nice little rollo out. Jeez, he's just loving it. And that's the beauty of starting a heat off strong. Like he started off with an 8.25 and he's just kind of feeling, what the hell, I'm just going to have fun out here. And Alan's looking to build on a score. He doesn't have much right now. So he's kind of getting a little bit desperate, getting a little bit flustered and trying to catch any wave he can get to, build from that. You know what I mean?
Well, he's got 11 minutes to contend with, but it is Diego Cabrera looking for that second wave. Mark McCarthy, he's just having fun, just like Jared Houston did in his last heat. But
he did well to come back down that shockwave, actually. He did really well to push back down that, coming out with a bit of an Arolo, but the backwash kind of hit it and ruined the section for him. But, yeah, so did you see how he was pushing back into the shockwave?
Yeah.
Like instead of like letting it push him up into the face, like he pushed back into it. So that's quite technical riding right there, and that's pretty hard to do. So he's pushing down there. He's probably hoping for a bit of a rollout, but it didn't really give him that opportunity. But then decides to do it a little bit later.
I don't know if we can pull up that other angle that we just saw from Mark McCarthy from the different angle, the first angle we saw of that last wave. If we can explain to you what he was actually doing.
That'd be great. Get technical.
Yes, because that is part of barrel riding.
Yeah, it's not just riding a straight line through through the section. You actually got to turn around and change your direction according to how deep you are and what's happening with the shockwave and everything like that. And then we've got the scores that are haven't really changed around much just right now. We've got Mark McCarthy in the lead with an 8.25 and a 7.55, and Diego Cabrera with a 7. Still waiting for his second score, and Alan Munoz, who's looking to build. That's him right there. Alan having a bit of a paddle, and probably going to look to drive up into the section. Coming out of this, little Rolo out. Not great. He looks like he's getting a bit pissed off.
He's getting a little frustrated right now. He knows that he has to get 2 new solid waves right now. He's not. I mean, he's really close to striking distance for Diego Cabrera, only because Diego doesn't have that second wave. But Alan, he needs to improve on these low scores that are coming down on his scorecard, and you can see the frustration on that last wave as he starts as he hit his board in frustration. Look at this wave coming in from out the back.
Look out the back. Oh, Rolo, look. Oh, here we go.
Oh,
Mark, park the car in the garage. McCarthy driving up into the section. Oh,
not much there for Mark McCarthy to play with on that lip right there. But Diego Cabrera, we could have a little paddle battle. Nope.
I think that was strategic. Like, he was probably thinking, I could do another backflip, but it's not going to be my other scores. Instead of, I'm going to opt to turn out and get priority above Alan. So, yeah, it's pretty smart doing what he did.
The priority system is in place. A quick brief on the priority system here in this round number 2.
You mean priority?
Yes.
Yeah, so priority system is a great system that the IBA actually invented a couple of years back where, hang on. Diego having a bit of a paddle. Oh, my goodness. Big roll. Nice one. He needed a second scoring wave. He's got it right there. It's not going to be massive, probably in the range of about 4s, but still, he's got something on the table, which is great. So going back to the priority system, the priority system is a great thing because what used to happen without the priority system is a replay. So we'll go back to that in a second. Anyway, thanks, guys. Thanks for ruining me. Oh, no, we're not. Okay. So, going back to the priority system. So what it actually does is stops hassling. It just means that if you got priority, you can kind of just wait and know that whatever wave comes through next is going to be your wave. So it's a really fair way of competing, actually, and I love it. I think it's kind of changed the whole dynamic of the World Tour. Instead of being, a strategic hassling tour where you kind of bully guys off waves, it's like more just about surfing, which is the perfect thing. And anyway, Manny, you were talking about how good is El Fronton before. It's a great wave. Like, look at this. It's perfect. It comes in with a nice barrel, good little air section. That was pretty cool. I like that.
He's got to pull it off, but it doesn't look like he's going to pull that off either.
But what happens in there is it just swamps you. And sometimes you can get the biggest air and do the biggest air and you'll land perfectly. And what will happen is all the wave will just converge around you and actually go on top of you. And will just run you down, and you just go underneath the wave. And it's really tough. And Chile, actually, where Alan's from, at the Wave of Rica, where we have a competition, is really famous for that as well. It's really hard to push out. We call it pushing out of the foam. And judges typically love to see that. They love to see you land the air, foam hit you, and then you push out of that foam. And what Alan just did then is kind of like a no-make because he... here we got Diego having a bit of a paddle. It's a replay for this set wave before. Going up, nice big El Rolo. Purple slick shining right through that the whole time, looking nice. Yeah, so I think that's a nice wave. He got a 4.5 for it. Scores just dropped, which is good. He's in a strong position right now. He needs an 8.8 to get up into first place where Mark McCarthy's sitting right now. Alan Munoz, he needs a 7.8 to move up into second or a combo to move up into first place. So it's quite difficult for Alan to move, but he's been ripping and I dare say he can do that. And so there we got the scores right there, guys. Looking good.
Yes, thank you all for tuning in to the NMD versus Fronton Pro as Ben Blair's frothing on that inside nugget right there. Beautiful conditions. The sun is out, semi-glassy, 3 to 4 foot, occasional 5 foot set rolling through here. As you can see the scores on the screen, this is heat number 2 in round number 3. What you see, heat number 14, that is the 14th heat of the main event. 5 minutes remaining, 5 minutes, 50 seconds remaining. We do have 30-minute heats in round number 3. Top 2 riders will advance on, and the rider in third place, unfortunately, will call it an end of the road here in this competition. Alan Munoz in the green jersey. Turn around. Look at this left.
Oh, what's he got? This is a nice little section. Big backflip. Pulls it around. Yes, he does. That was quite nice, actually. Smart surfing, Alan.
Munoz making the last-minute charger here in the last few
Oh,
minutes.
here we got
oh,
Diego.
my.
Nice little cave.
Is he
Everyone
gonna-
loves big
Oh!
cave. Oh! Comes out with a little hand to God. Bit of a claim. Good on you, mate. And this guy's going to have a bit of a paddle battle now to get back out there to get priority. And Mark is out there already in the lead, and he will be having first priority. So things looking positive for Mark. Alan driving up into the section. Nice ARS.
Yes.
Clean. It's a good move. It was really nice. I think the judges will actually like that. But straight away behind, Diego had a nice wave too, which we're going to show the replay of now. Diego driving through the barrel.
Look at that section.
It's nice. It's clean. Be interesting to see what the judges like more out of those two waves, actually.
That's going to be a good, whatever.
Just don't worry about it. Let's
Yeah,
just
you
watch
know,
Mark
I'm
right
lost
now.
of words right
And
now
here we
because
go.
I'm looking at Mark McCarthy pulling in deep on this one. Oh, and he comes out of that with a nice roll. So Mark McCarthy, wave exchange right there. That's his bid in the last 3 waves being ridden right there. But out of those 3, what do you think? We'll get back to
It's
it.
a tough one. Yeah, we'll get back to it. And here we go. Diego opting to pull out, smacking his board, getting a little bit frustrated, obviously, because he's a local out here and knows how well he can ride it. And he hasn't been able to get that second scoring wave like he wanted to. But, you know, we'll wait to see what the scores drop through. But he's in second position right now, so things are looking pretty positive for him.
Here's another look at Mark McCarthy's deep hit into a roll. As you can see, he's already set up for that barrel. Comes under that.
My
just misses the
goodness.
lip. And then comes through the lip right there with a nice roll right there. Clean move. Clean ride.
He's just
for
having a bit of
Mark
fun, isn't he?
McCarthy. All the South Africans so far. I mean, Jared Houston was having a heyday out there, just catching everything in sight. Mark McCarthy seems to be doing the exact same thing. And again, thank you all for tuning in for the NMD versus Fronton Pro. Luke Smith is having a little yogurt drink and some toast, and I believe Australia. James Dixon is saying he's having a little difficulty right now with the live feed, so we are working on that, in fact. So stay tuned, James. Just keep watching. Danny Smith, we'll make sure that's taken care of. Danny Smith is having chocolate and orange juice, 8 p.m. in Coleroy. Everybody tuning in. Michael in Wilmington, 3:30 a.m.
Jeez, how good are the supporters? How good is this, huh?
3:30 a.m. on the East Coast of America. He's just sipping on some water to stay awake. Australia, he's having some Gatorade as well. Brandon, we have Dylan in Australia
Whoa.
at 8 p.m. eating some
Dude.
spaghetti.
Dude, that's like gnarly, dude. What's going on there, dude?
I'm
Dude.
still fighting this jet lag cough, but I'm feeling way better than a couple days ago. Look at this thing
Cold AIDS.
unloading.
Oh, yeah. It's perfect out there. And you know what I love to see? I love to see waves when they're breaking. You see that reflection going through the lip line, you know, where it's that smooth and you get to see it all. Just all the colors and everything. It makes it so much more enjoyable and, you know, attractive, doesn't it? Really.
You can actually see through the wave and see the reef.
Oh, the water is so clear here. It's talking to the reef. Jeez. So I had this surf this morning. One of the worst reef cuts I've ever seen from this guy. It was like a 2-foot wave. Didn't make it. He's got absolutely pumped.
What happened? Where was it cut?
The whole way down his arm, the whole way across his chest.
Oh my! So
Deep. Little white bits coming out, everything.
Do you
Yeah.
know who it was?
Yeah, his name's Elliot. He's actually Alex Urunga's mate over here. And yeah, so hopefully Alex isn't having to take him to hospital right now because that's no way to get prepared for your next round heat.
No, Alex Urunga will be facing off with Ryan Hardy and Elliot Morales, a local rider, in heat number 6 in round number 3. So that's going to be coming up next. We got stacked heats throughout the entire day today. Out in the water, round number 3, heat number 2. Mark McCarthy leading the charge right down the red jersey, the South African, with a total combined score of 15.8. And we have Diego Cabrera sitting comfortably in second. Alan Munoz, unfortunately, is not having the best heat right now with very low scores of 3.7 and 5.1. Here we are looking out with 1 minute remaining out in the water. Mark McCarthy taking a gander at the left. Diego as well, both of them opting not to go.
Probably a good idea. It looked a little bit short, I reckon.
So the difference between the right-hand waves and the left-hand waves.
Mate, I don't know. The right-hand waves seem like they're a little bit easier to predict and a little bit more open. The left-hand waves, you can take off on something that you think is good, and the whole thing just keeps sucking around the reef, and you just get trapped in this thing. And that almost happened to me this morning. I had to abort out of it, and you know, I was paddling for my life trying to get out of the back of it because otherwise, yeah, the reef's so sharp, and if you hit that reef, it's going to do some damage. So you want to stay away from it at all times, you know. But yeah. Look at this level of detail. You can actually see Mark blowing his nose. Dirty, dirty boy. He's having boy's having a bit of a paddle. Alan deciding to take off on this. Look at that thing. Bowling in. Backy the hell out of that. That was sick, Alan.
Oh, my.
Wow. That was amazing.
He needed to pull that off. He's looking for an 8.78. I don't know if that's going to be it, but he will get a high score for that. Mark McCarthy, look at this thing. And he comes back with something bigger.
That was unbelievable. That was crazy. Wow.
You thought Alan Munoz's reverse was big. Mark McCarthy just fights back with that one.
Yeah, that was amazing. Wow. Mark